rules, especially locks and RBAC rules, role-based access control, how to provide the access, how to create a new role, and how to check somebody access where we can see it, and we all everything understand the things and how to provide the access to groups or individual users, and we understand these all those things yesterday. Coming to today, we are going to discuss about policies. Generally, what is a policy? Generally, what is a policies, guys? What is a policy? Generally, I'm talking about
It's some type of actions.
is not actions. I can say is a set of rules.
Set of rules we can say. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the things, these standards we should follow it. Like each and every organization, they will follow some standards, rules, and everything. Like example, what we are working on premises also, generally audit will going on 3 months or 6 months or yearly audit will go, like ISO standards related or something audits will happen based on their organization, like health industry separate audit, and manufacturing separate audit, and financial sector separate audit will go. So those audits, they will validate the existing resources as per that industry standards or regularity compliance standards they are following or not. They are going to validate it. In case of that validation failed, needs to be take the action. Even that is also not taken care, and that certificate they won't provide it. So if it is not provided, what is the problem? Like that industry not recognized with that, and due to that they can't able to run the business. Like example, we can see in India last 2 years back, India government so many applications, so many things they banned. Why especially they banned like that? It's because of that data is stored into the different country, not in our country. And due to that, as per Indian government policies, that application where is running, the data resides on India only. Same like each and every country, their own IT policies is available. We should follow it. That is a one thing. And other thing is a each and every industry standards we should follow it, like financial and standards, payment gateway standards, health industry standards, or like each and every country their own standards as well as organization standards will follow it. Even as per ITSM process or ITL process, all production server must and should be backed up, and disaster recovery for critical servers needs to be enabled, and kind of everything will follow the standards. Yes, generally on premises will follow it. So how they will validate it? 3 months or 6 months is or yearly they will audit the happen. In the audit they will take the all evidence, accordingly they will provide the certificate. Its audit is a successfully completed or something issues and everything like that, they will give the audit report. So as per standard is the following or not, they are going to validate it. But in Azure platform, it's not required to somebody manually validated, guys. Somebody manually validate the standards is a following or not. No need to manually audit the things. Why? Because of Microsoft is a providing as a policies. As a policy wise, they are providing the all standards. Where we can see all the standards means if you go to the definitions, if you go to the definitions, and we can see all Microsoft inbuilt wise what are the policies they are providing. All inbuilt wise what are the policies they are providing, and we can see here. So some of the policies, let's see it. It's all relevant services. Each and every service related policies is available. Even especially I mention is some standards policies for country policies, or it's kind of that industrial standard policies. Those things I mentioned. You can observe here, UK government. If it is a UK related, you are running the business that infrastructure, they given the some standards. Canada Federal PBMM and Swift CSP CSCE and like that PCI. Like that means you are, if you observe guys, like when you are payment gateway below is a some certificate PCI dot PCI DSS certificate. Yes, you can see PCI DSS version 4. What is the mean? Like that payment gateway, they need to get it means they that website is a certified with that, so that only this relevant payment gateways will get it. Otherwise, that bank also won't provide the payment gateway. That API you can't able to integrate your website web application. So even you can see here Reserve Bank of India. So India, you are running with that, and financial sector, you are type with the RBI, you are running your own infra for that. And as per RBI rules, you need to set up it. As per RBI rules, that particular application, that particular service needs to be follow that standards. That standards they need to follow it. So what are these standards? If you click on that one, and we can see the all the standards here. You can see these many standards is available. What exactly these standards means? Some of the things audit, some of the things is a deny also, it should be there. So everything it will going to audit the all existing resources, and it will give the audit report. It will give the audit report. So what exactly you can see? So Azure Spring Cloud should be network ingest. Network ingestion should be used at Azure Spring Cloud should be used the network ingestion. Transparent data encryption on SQL database should be enabled. Log analytics extension should be installed on the your Windows Azure Arc missions. Azure subscription should have a logo profile for your activity log. Like that they given the standards. This is the RBI rules, RBI standards. We should follow that standards. These are all standards, we should follow it. So that means, so by default it won't apply guys. We need to apply to our management group level or subscription level or particular resource group level. We should apply it, so that what will happen as per policy, and it's going to validate the existing resources. If it is any that resources is not following the as per policy, it will give the compliant non-compliant report. It will give it compliant and non-compliant reports, it will give it. And you can see overview, and as per some of the policies by default, these policies you can see compliant, okay, there is no problem. But as per in this, there is a non-compliant, so we are not following as per standards. As per standards, it will give the audit report. It will give the audit report. It's no need to validate somebody else. It's a by default will get the audit report. Okay. And on the definition, we can see all the that relevant what Microsoft is providing, all policies we can see it. In case of these policies, you are not satisfied with that. Might be your organization is following some other standards, might be. So in this scenario, how to create a policy? I want to create my own policy. These are the built-in policies. These are the built-in policies. Built-in means Microsoft created based on worldwide wise what are the different policies is available commonly, those all policies they created. Instead of your organizations might be some standards, might be Microsoft is missed it here. So you can we can created our own policies. We can created our own policies also. If you go to the policy definition and definition location, like that means is a management group level or particular subscription level, which level you want. And suppose I select the particular subscription. So okay, so in this like on that subscription I'm going to create a policy. What is the name of that policy? And description and category. So it's a existing category means like all the relevant resources are general category. Which one? This is the one. We need to identify it and accordingly select it. If it is a something new and category name, we can provide it. And after that, what we are writing into the policy into the JSON template. JSON format we need to write guys. JSON means JavaScript object notation. That is the meaning of JSON. JavaScript object notation we need to write, and accordingly we need to keep it here so that we can create our own policy. Got it? What I'm saying?
Yes, Kiran.
So we can create a with our own policy. Some of the, like if you want refer it somewhere we can get these policies. There is a separate GitHub portal is available. So I can show you Azure policy GitHub. If you mention Microsoft is providing some of the samples worldwide wise, that samples is available. So here you can click on samples and all the relevant related. It's some of the open, some like architect people or some other people, it's a who are writing, and they will keep it here, some of the samples. Even Microsoft also some sample wise, depends on your requirement. Suppose I required the tag related, you can go and here add replace the resource group tag, add replace the tag, add resource group tag, add a tag, inherent resource group tag if missing, inherent resource tag. If you click on this one, so what they are clearly mentioned is a try with the PowerShell. You need to try to PowerShell and the tag or policies will created, and CLI wise also. Where is that JSON? So you can see Azure policy JSON template and parameters and rules here. So click on that JSON template and you can see they write in the JSON format. Okay, so here's the parameters like here mentioned, and here that rules is a mention. What is the rules here? So here they are mentioned the field tag related, okay, resource group parameters, and that is a particular providers Microsoft authorization role definition, so and so your subscription ID, and it's a modify. Effect is a modify. So needs to be inherent the tags. If it is a something they based on this policy, it will work. Okay. So many samples we can get it here. Accordingly, we can modify our own, we can modify it, and we can upload as a our own custom policy. We can create our own custom policy in this. Okay. So this is a creating the new policy. Suppose my company using hundreds plus of different variety of policies, and these all together as a single bunch of policy. Yes, we can able to do it by default. Also, you can see some of the things like RBI policies, some other things you can see they mention is a 143. These things we can call the initiative. These things we can call the initiative. Same like I want to create a my organization purpose, that bunch of policies together, like different policies is available. I want to create a bunch. Yes, we can able to create it. That is a called initiative definition. That is a called initiative definition. Click on that one, and which level we want, that particular management group level or subscription level, we can select it. And after that is a name and description and a version, like this is a version 1.0 2.0, like that you can mention. So click on next. Here what are the policy you want to add it, click on add policies and provide the all the policy that related policies, everything you can select it here. You can select it here. So Microsoft managed related, these are the some of the different policies. Okay, so like that you can create a initiative bunch of policies. You can able to create it our own, depends on the requirement. Okay,
Okay.
so up to now we understand the what are the policies, how to create a new policies, our own requirement wise, how to create a new policies, and our bunch of policy initiative, how to create it, we understand. Coming to assignment, how to assign the policies, how to assign the policies. Assignment means only single policy. If you are going to assign it, that is a assign policy. If you go with the assign initiative means you are assigning to the bunch of policies. You are going to assign the bunch of policies. So which one you want, accordingly go with that one, and that particular generally real time will apply on the as a management group level or specific sub management group level will apply it. Depends on requirement. Most of the time will apply the management group level. Okay, and it's a policy definitions and which policy you want applied. That particular policies you need to select it. That particular policy we need to select it. Suppose example, public IP address I don't want allowed to in my organization. Somebody trying to deploy the public IP address resources I don't want allowed to my organization. So public IP. So you can see public IP should have resource logs enable Azure DDoS protection. One thing, our network interface card shouldn't should not have a public IP address. So I don't want allowed to in my organization any resources. No need to create a public IP address for network interface card. For the network interface card, I don't want allowed to associate the public IP address. Okay, like this, some of the policies we can apply it. So somebody please go to mute. It's a lot of SMS sounds we are getting. Okay, and we can provide the description and click on next. And this policy has no parameters. If it is a location wise, which locations like that? Like example, location means your organization wants to deploy the resources specific regions. Specific regions. So in this scenario, allowed location policies we can take it. When is a allowed location policy? If you are taken, it will give the what are the location you want allowed to deploy in your Azure platform. So that's the reason we can select the specific regions here. That is a parameters we'll get it. So remediation and manage the identity and getting the automatic remediation wise, any automation like PowerShell script or something, automation account if you are using and providing the privileges to here. And so that what will happen as per this compliant and try to remediate the things. So we need to provide the privileges for that. We need to provide the privileges for that. It's not required. And next, non-compliant message whenever somebody deploying and they need to some error message so that they can able to understand. Otherwise, why it's not able to deploy, they will confuse it. That's the reason we can keep it the non-compliant messages here also. And next, review and create it. So simple applying the policy. Create a policy assignment succeeded. RP registration failed to Microsoft policy inside resources provider assignment so and so with the object doesn't have authorization to perform this action. Okay, no problem. Let's see here that network interface should not have a public IP address. So that is a particularly management. If it is any subscription, if I'm trying to deploy with the public IP address any resources, it won't allow me. Even it will give the error message like so and so like that. Let's see is a try to do it. Suppose I'm going to deploy directly public IP address. Even public IP address also we can deploy it, guys. So instead of that public IP address, I can show you virtual machine example. Generally, virtual machine time will create a public IP address, so you can able to understand. So VM01 something and waste US2 and OK. I can give the user ID and password. And disk networking. Here you can see, guys, is a public IP address is going to create it. Public IP address it's going to create it. Okay. Monitoring, advanced, nested tags, and review and created. Generally, and when review and created, it will give the error message. So and so policy is not allowing. Validation failed. You can see validation failed. Click review. Here, view the details. What is the view the details? And was the disallowed policies. So what is a disallowed policy? So that policy name is a network interface should not have a public IP address. Should not have a public IP address. If you click on that one and that particular go to the that policy and it will show you. So this is a policy, and this policy is not allowing me to deploy the resources under this particular subscription. Understood, everyone? Why is not deploying? So because of due to that policy.
So
Sometimes if you are
is
seeing,
public IP not allowed or any policy?
yes, this is a policy, especially we are applied. I don't want allowed to deploy in my organization with the public IP address any resources.
Okay.
Because of generally real time, you don't require the each and every service public IP address. Yes,
I internally then of here.
it's not required to public IP address generally. It's a private IP address only will allocate it within the organization purpose only. If it is a public IP address means over the internet, anybody can able to access like that. Somebody can able to hack. It's not secure. Generally, we
Yeah.
won't associate the public IP address.
So generally some load balancer in such case which required access to internet. Only we use the public IP. Right?
Internet access is a different, and try to understand over the internet that application needs to be accessed is a different. If you
Okay.
any specific scenario, what you are asking, so specific application, I want to expose the over the internet. Yes, this is a as per customer requirement. This is a application end user like over the internet, and they need to access the over the internet. That particular scenario wise, and we need to get the exception. We need to get it for this policy for this particular resource. This particular resource we need to get the exception. So after getting the exception only, it will allow to deploy the this particular in this subscription or in this particular resource group. It will allow it, otherwise it won't allow it. So that one also, let's see here. If you go to the policies, there is a exception is available. Exception is available, so we can define it. Okay, this is a behavior or what is the scope. So this is a I want is a particularly in this subscription I want allow it. Okay, that category also behavior or it's a you can take it, and that particular resource ID, that a filter name by resource ID or something, and we can get the exception. Total how many exception approaching expiration and like that. So we can understand, okay, these are the resources it's a running and we take the exception for this. Okay.
You said there is a difference over the internet and internet access. What is the
Okay.
difference?
Okay. So your virtual machine require the internet access. That is the different. Without public
Okay.
IP address also, we can able to access the from your virtual machine. You can able to access the internet. Okay, but this virtual machine you want to expose the over the internet. That is a different case.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, only I'll be able to access in first case, and second case everyone can access.
First case means like over the internet, like this from this virtual machine, I need to access the internet. Yes, all the virtual machine by default over the internet, like from that virtual machine, I can able to access the internet. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But this second thing, virtual machine, like I hosted the some application, this application over the internet, all the users needs to be accessed. Over the internet needs to be accessed. This application means this virtual machine should have a public IP address in this scenario.
Okay. Okay.
So at that point of time, public IP address required means your organization already this policy is available. Due to that, you can't able to deploy it. So first of all, you need to get the exception for this, and after that, you can able to deploy it.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a way will happen. Any more questions? So exception also, it's a lock like exception cannot able to create everyone guys, and it should be owner or resource policy administrator and user access administrator people can able to manage it. Can able to manage it. So remaining people cannot. Okay. So that is a way here totally. So overview, and we can see the all the audit report here, compliance, non-compliance and everything. We can see it here totally. Okay, any more questions, any doubts? Hopefully is clear to everyone.
Yes, Kiran.
So few things generally we won't discuss, but for you guys, especially for my batches, I will explain a few things. Generally in interview, they will ask you, what are the policies your company is assigned, some of the policy, can you please explain? Like that, they will ask you. In interview prospective, you can mention like generally all the companies, regional specific, allowed location policies, and uh, like not allow, like right now what I shown you, public IP address should not be associated the network interface card, and all the production and all the servers should be backed up, enable the backup, and like all the services should be integrated with the log analytics workspace, should be integrated with the log analytics workspace, and all the subnets is associate the network security group, and tags is a inherent is a from the resource group level or subscription level, like that. So some of the policy if you explain, okay, they will think okay you already working on the real time. Okay, generally nobody, most of the people don't know some such like who are working might be it's they knows, but other people cannot able to predict it. Yes, so that's the reason I'm saying these are the policies when you are interview time you can mention, so that they can understand okay you already working. Hopefully understand.
Yeah.
So this is some of the points needs to understand policy related. Policies can able to manage, especially some people is are you managing the policies? You can say no, we are not managing the policies. So we have access to only read only policy related. What are the policies they apply? We can able to see it, but policies is a managing by my customer, or it's a security team. You can mention the security team, and customer it's a owner person. It's a managing, because of that generally real time will manage by security team, or even security team don't have privileges means is a owner role person can able to manage it. So totally owner role and user access administrator and resource policy administrator, these three roles persons only can able to manage it. These three roles persons only can able to manage it, guys. Okay, this is a point also very very important when interview point of time. Sometimes somebody asks you, don't say simply yes I'm managing the policies. Okay, that is not right. We are not managing as a administrator or implementer or something else. We are not managing, security team or customer will manage it.
Let's say if they face any issue while creating a policy, so like customer.
Hmm.
So do they contact us?
Might be. So might be you are right person, they will contact you, they will take your help. At that time you can guide it and they can do it.
Okay, we are the owners, but they because we just give the that particular authority to customer only. That's it. Even if they face an issue, we have to troubleshoot it.
We should
As
means
you
it's
had
a try to understand. Generally, security team will manage it. Even they won't contact us. Generally, they will contact to the security team, and the security team generally will take care the this type of like operations, or it's apply the policy or troubleshoot the things.
okay. So do they have similar
Permissions they have.
permission?
Yes, they must and should have resource policy administrator, something like they should have. So the due to that they can able to manage the policies.
So we do have security team. We do have
Mm.
Azure admin team. Other than that, any other teams generally who maintain
Depends
log
on
and
client to customer, client, like project to project it will vary. Some projects what will happen, different teams will available, like backup team, security team, and monitoring team, and administration team is a separate, like that is available. Some companies, some projects, okay, everything you need to manage it.
okay, it depends on
So depends on the client, depends on the project, like that it's it will vary.
Okay.
If you get the opportunity, well and good. If you are won't get the opportunity, even no problem. So depends on the client and project and the company also. That depends on that.
As admin, we need to know everything, but
Yes.
one thing is depends on client. We do get opportunity.
Yes, exactly. If you see right now, I'm deploying as an administrator, I'm deploying the virtual machine. I'm getting the validation fail. If you don't know what is this one, how you will understand this is the relevant to which related to this one? Yes, we should know. So that's the reason, especially we need to understand this point.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions from anyone, guys? Hopefully everyone understand as of now what we discuss on that. Most of the time in interview also they will ask you. That's the reason please focus on that each and every point is a basics is a very important. As of now we are discussing about basics only. That basics also very important. Okay. Okay. Coming to now few other things we need to understand, guys. What are the few other things? Suppose like I'm trying to deploy it, that quota is not available or its resource is not available, it will show you. So what exactly that mean? Suppose like example, I'm creating the virtual machine. My customer is asking me to deploy the M series VM size. It's a very high-end VM size. Generally, HANA database and like such scenarios only will use it such VM sizes. So if you go to there is a VM size called M series. Generally, in my subscription also it won't allow me. Uh, Let me see it here, and you can see here it's a not supported something, it's showing to me, but it's a very high-end virtual machines I can say. And because of you can see that cost also 1,22,800 something like that, and some of the 1,49,679 rupees like that is a high-end virtual machine available. So in insufficient family quota is a you can see here, like it's a 3,23,236 rupees. 3 lakhs rupees is a single virtual machine cost means. Do you imagine how much that is a one? This is a one you can see here. How much this is a one? 14 lakhs, 14 lakhs. Yes, 14 lakhs, 3,603 rupees. So very high end virtual machines. These are the things. So what is the saying that it's a
This is
request?
for 1 year
Not
month.
1 year, not anything.
Oh,
Try to understand. It's not 1 year, it's not anything. It's a 1 month, approximately 1 month cost. That is a one.
okay.
Approximately 1 month cost. That is a one. Okay. So you can see here what they are saying. So even you can see that cost is a month. Yes, it's not 1 year. It's a cost is a 1 month cost. So what is the saying that it's if I'm going to select it, it won't allow me because of request quota. What exactly is the request quota? So we are not discuss about this point. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly means by default, Microsoft is providing lot of different variety of services. Lot of different variety of services. But some of the services by default you can't able to deploy it. By default, we can't able to deploy it. Before you are going to deploy on that particular subscription, go to that particular subscription. There is a uses and quotas is available. Click on that one, and Microsoft given the some limitation. Okay, so storage accounts. Example, I will take the example of storage account, best example. And what is the saying that in this particular MyLab subscription, particular West US 2 250 storage account, Australia Central 250 storage account. That means per region, per subscription wise, you can able to deploy the 250 storage account. What they are saying, 250 storage account, you can deploy the up to, that is a limit. That is a limit they mention. Is like what exactly here? This is a subscription, 250 storage account, I deployed. Which region? This is the one, West US 2. If I'm going to deploy 251 storage account, it won't allow me to deploy it because of as per quota, it's already gone. So if you want still needs to be deployed on this region, first thing we need to raise a request with the Microsoft. Where we can raise it, you can see here symbol is available. Click on that one. New support request. You can raise the request. Please increase the my quota. How many remaining storage account you want? Suppose I want like 10 more or 50 more storage account capacity I required. So I can raise the request that quota related, which related resource you want looking into. So I want is a something that relevant resources I can select it. I can mention storage. You can see storage is available. So I can mention accordingly that quota I can increase it. Same like it's a compute related. So if you select the compute also, what by default is available and 2500 availability set, total regional CPU 20 only, and virtual machine 25,000, and virtual machine scale set 2500, dedicated vCPU 0, and it's a cloud services 2500 like that they given. So right now what I mentioned M series virtual machine. If you go to M series, you can check it. Standard M series related 0 out of 0. By default, this is a high-end virtual machine. They won't give the quota. They won't give the quota. If you require that particular high-end virtual machine, you need to deploy it means you need to request. You need to raise the request and mention that limit. I want is a 10 virtual machine. That 10 virtual machine CPU, how many count, and accordingly I can give the count and it's submitted. So Microsoft is going to review the backend. They are going to review it. What they are going to review it? Really on that particular region, particular data centers, that capacity they have or not is going to validate it. If they have capacity, immediately they will allocate to you and you can utilize it. In case of they don't have capacity, they will say right now we don't have capacity. It will take these many days. You have to wait. You have to wait these many days. Once you wait and you will get the capacity. Otherwise, you won't get the capacity, guys. Understood? Got it? Any questions on this?
Okay.
So like this, before that, we need to like high end any request you got it. Please validate this quota, and after that raise the request. If you don't have privileges, you need to ask to the your owner. Or generally we have privileges, we can raise it. Contributor role as a contributor role in the real time. Generally they will give to us contributor role. So contributor role person also can able to raise the case. Okay, so that we can get the quota. Once it's a confirm the quota increase the completed, after that we can able to do it, guys. Okay, hopefully everyone understand what I'm saying.
If quota is adjustable as no,
No means you have to wait.
okay,
There is no option, no need to deploy it. You can't able to deploy it. No need to come means you can't able to deploy it.
okay. Who has the
Immediate,
rights to make the changes to yes adjustable?
sorry.
No, no, who can make the change to no as actually for that adjustable for that particular
So that
quota?
is a Microsoft only. They you need to raise the case with the Microsoft quota increase case, and they will adjust the quota.
Okay, for to specific subscription.
Yes, any subscription, any resource group, any subscription, it's like we have to raise the case and they will take care about that case. Accordingly, they will increase the quota. Okay.
Okay.
So generally, like especially I experienced the thing, one of the project related when I am working and M series, they ask me. And when I try to deploy, I got the error. What is the mean? So, and I know due to that, I come to this place and check the thing. There is no quota. So immediately we raise the case. But problem is at that situation time, they don't have particular data center, they don't have on that region data centers, they don't have capacity. Due to that, around 1 month we wait. After once we got the quota from the Microsoft, we deployed and provide the resources.
Okay.
But redundancy wise, some other virtual machine VM size is a low compared to M series, lower VM size we deploy and provided. In between time, they worked on some of the things. Once we got the right quota and we increase the VM size. Okay.
Okay.
And sometimes what happen when it's same like that, some after some months again I got the request. When I'm trying to deploy it again, it's not available. It's already gone. Totally is what we request the thing. Everything is we utilized it. Again we raise the quota. And at that point of time, it's a quota is immediately is available. Within the 1 day we got the like that quota, and next day only we deployed and hand over to the customer. Situation we can't say this is a thing like that. Okay. And one more point you need to understand, this quota, if you increase it, suppose example, you will say, sir, we already increase it and I have around 250 we requested and 100 I utilize it. 150 is freely is available, but after some months I'm trying to deploy it, I'm getting the error that quota is not available. Something I'm getting the problem. So that means this is a quota, it's still it's showing is, and it's not guaranteed resources to you deploy in your subscription. What is the Microsoft saying? That this is not guaranteed resources you need to deploy in your subscription. Okay. So it's not guaranteed resources for your dedicated for you, not like that, guys. Just they allocated in this subscription. If you are utilize it at that point of time, capacity is available, you can utilize it. If there is no capacity, still allocation is still you are not full, and it's still it's some resources is available. Still you are not able to deploy it, means backend that data center level they don't have capacity. Due to that, you can't able to deploy it because of it is not guaranteed resources to allocate to you. Okay. Understood? Any questions?
No, correct.
So in case of you require the that guaranteed resources, yes, you will ask the question. Okay, well and good. This is not guaranteed resources, but my customer is saying that I require the guaranteed resources. I want required. So in this scenario, what is the thing? Yes, for this requesting and anything allocating the thing, there is no cost for this. For you, there is no cost, but you require the guaranteed capacity. That capacity is a guaranteed to you allocate the thing. There is a capacity reservation is available, guys. Capacity reservation. So if you want guaranteed resources, you need to reserve the capacity. So click on create a capacity reservation group. And you need to on that particular resource group, or I can mention so and so. This is a virtual missions, like example I'm taking, or compute capacity, like I can take it, and which region I want. I can select the East US2, and the zone wise you required that capacity also. Yes, I want. Click on next. That capacities you need to select it, that VM sizes. So I require this guaranteed resources. So and so, like M series, suppose example, E series also very cost only, these things also. So I can select it. I can select the such related, it's everything I can select it. What are the required, all the VM sizes I can select it. Accordingly, based on your selection, that cost is applicable. So let's go to the insufficient family. So you can see 232 CPU, something like it's this is a insufficient family, it's showing to me, but I don't have like L series. Okay, this is a one I will select it. Like that I can select it. Accordingly, that cost is applicable, guys. That cost it will show you generally depends on that. totally we need to select it so that it will show you the that cost. So this capacity reservation separately you are going to pay money, and it's a guaranteed resources. Okay, this reservation is a guaranteed for your subscription. What is the saying? You can create a multiple reservation in a reserved capacity group. You capacity reservation is a compromise a set of one of the more capacity instance that call capacity instant capacity reservation are the same VM sizes. So they clearly mention, if you click on learn more, they will mention here, and you can see a capacity reservation always created as part of capacity reservation. Some word they used it, and that is a guaranteed resources for you.
Okay,
Okay.
this is some buffer capacity that's specifically allocated for your subscription.
Yes, it's a kind of like that.
Okay.
It's a guaranteed resources. How much you reserved, accordingly you are going to pay money, and even they won't allocate to the any other customer or any other subscriptions. Okay.
Okay. This will help in the case when there is no request quota available.
No, it's not like that. It's a kind entirely. It's a kind of how can I say? Like I'm planning to deploy it on that region. Like one project is going to I'm planning. So before that, I want these resources. This is a very critical project I feel, and I require the capacity. Without this capacity, I can't run it. I can't achieve the my timelines. So I can create a starting only this capacity reservation that guarantee resource. I can get it accordingly. I can deploy it. I can run my business.
Okay.
Okay.
Before going to start the project, you define it how much.
Yes, exactly. Obviously, before going to, you need to, like, even if you raise the one request to your separate team, like we are planning so and so application. This application required this so and so server, Windows server or Linux server, and this many CPU, this much RAM, and these many data disk I required. You will mention or not?
Yeah, I do.
So same like before that, it's a project started. They will gather this all information. They will gather this all information. Okay, what are the services resources is required, how much cost, everything they will calculate it before going to start the project only. Okay, and because of they have to check it their budgets also. Yes, your customer is going to check it this year IT budget, this department budget, or this project budget. Each and everything separate budget is available, and accordingly that budget under that is available, and they will approve it and you can run the project. Otherwise they don't have budget, they will say simply this project is a postponed next year or next quarter or something like that. We don't have right now budget, like that they will say. Okay. Hopefully is clear everyone. Any questions? Okay. It's today we discuss about policies as well as uses and quotas and capacity reservation. These three topics today we discuss, guys. So as of now, any questions, any doubts, let me know. I hope everyone able to access the YouTube that links, so you can able to watch it the videos. If somebody not able to watch it or not able to see it, let me know. I can look into that. Okay, if silence means everyone it's a clear on this and everyone able to access the YouTube channels also, that channel. Okay, great. Thank you everyone. Even I will upload